Hello my beautiful lights and welcome back to the channel. So this is a puzzle and a half and it was so very exciting. I don't know why I like them even harder. So the harder the puzzles, and there's a white butterfly. Oh, beautiful. Great awakening. The harder the puzzles, the more joy I seem to get out of decoding them. So if you're new to the channel, hello, my name's Lauren. I'm a master in energy. I work with mind, body and spirit in this lifetime, and I bring down collective messages from the divine in order to aid you upon your evolutionary path. So there were a few different things within this message. So we're going to go through all of them. But there was a broken egg, bee, white feather, followed the line of the feathers, crows watching from a dead tree with dark clouds above, follow the heart to find source. The abundant bush holds the branches that sway. The thorns are reaching out but never touch. Divine masculine needs grounding. Large black and white feather to place at the front gate. The white butterfly. The sound of the underground Girls Aloud song. And I was like, wow, what a combination. It's a whole nother level of crazy, this message. And I absolutely adored every minute of it. So obviously the broken egg on the floor, it's like a sacred vessel of potential. And it's cracked open before it could truly birth, because there was no bird, there was no hatchling whatsoever. And it's saying that the womb of creation was interrupted. A false start, or perhaps a divine reroute, was orchestrated by the universal energies. The egg falling to the floor speaks of something that was meant to be birthed but wasn't ready, or the death of one timeline to make way for another is happening. So the no signs of the babies being present was the potential wasn't lost, it was in fact transmuted. So then I saw some feathers and I asked my daughter to follow the path. The white feathers are the angelic presence, purity, guidance, but the progression to the huge black and white feather is vital here. So we follow the path to it. This is unity, light and shadow integrated. You know, a soul who's no longer hiding in either extreme. It's not all love and light, nor is it dark and void, but it's a powerful balance of the soul. It's when the integration takes place. So you can hear the dog snoring. We were told to place it at the front gate. That's the threshold activation. And it's anchoring a guardian code for the collective. The feather is flying in from the outside of the gate and it flew to the inside of the gate, and it just says that it's return of divine truth. It's the multidimensional becoming visible in the 3D reality in front of your eyes. It's what is surrounding you, and the angels are singing in my ears. Then the crows were squawking from the dead tree. The clouds above were quite dark and the sun was desperately trying to break through. The crows are the messengers between worlds. And in the dead tree, it talks about the ancestral coding. You know, something's dead, but it still holds the watchers, the energy, the memory. Now we have both positive and negative watchers. And we definitely do on this channel too. You know, they follow, they're curious, they want to know, they want to see, they want to understand the light, but they can't because they're at the wrong vibrational frequency. And that's what it's saying. They have to perch to watch from a tree because they cannot come into the threshold. The sun trying to pierce through, the new light codes are present, but there's still that interference, and that interference is external to oneself, and it's about holding your frequency within. So it's like the collective soul war in the in-between, the old branches that appear lifeless but still cling to the power, and the new sun that wants to break through the conscious manifestation. And that's happening now. It's like the push and pull frequency. It's the light and dark battle almost happening. And then the line came, follow the heart to find source. And I said this out loud. It came as a channel into me. And I said that to my daughter. And it's basically let the heart frequency lead the way, not logic. And that's why the baby bird wasn't found. The egg was never meant to hatch in this form. The soul source was energetic, not physical. Then what was very apparent was there were thorns reaching out but never touching. And that's basically divine protection. It means you're walking through lessons but not being harmed by it. The masculine shadow, the thorns, are reaching out for recognition but not lashing out. This is the call for healing, grounding and presence of self. So ground your divine masculine energy down. The masculine needs to root into the earth during this time. The spirit is active, but the body is a little lost and he's drifting. The thorns are like the test, if you like. And what it's saying is you're immune to that now. You need to hold the sword of discernment, but you need to ground your frequency and blend. So if you need to ground, obviously socks and shoes off and feet upon the earth and ground those energies back down. When we get in touch with Gaia and our earth frequency, we open up our heart. That's your divine feminine energy. If our masculine is in too much form, we need to get in touch with that heart frequency. So grounding will really aid that process. Then came the white butterfly. That's the transformation of the soul's path. So when we started with the egg and it was never birthed into fruition, but we end with the butterfly, it's understanding that the butterfly was always meant to be a butterfly. It was never meant to be a bird, right? The butterfly is the soul that was the egg, but it did not become the bird. It ascended to another form. And you're being shown what looks like loss is metamorphosis, if I can put my teeth in disguise. And that's the key. That's the understanding that just because something was meant to happen a certain way, it was never meant to happen like that. That was not how it was written in your soul contract. Everything is a part and parcel of the lesson. Transmutation of power, transcending darkness to light is all what it's all been about. That's why the feather was so large, the black and white feather, because it was about your soul integration. Then finally, as I was walking in, this came through the Girls Aloud song, The Sound of the Underground. Now, this is the transmission through pop, right? And I had to read the lyrics, and it says, when waters run in the wrong direction, got a feeling it's a mixed up sign. That's the confusion into the flow of life force energy. The masculine feminine channels being reversed, misalignment of the Kundalini river, if you like. So it had to get back into the right direction. And that was the part and parcel of the process and why it's been the way it's had to be. Don't know what's pushing me higher. It's the static of the floor below. Is the collective is being lifted, not by what's around them, but what's stirring beneath. The root frequency, the ancestral flame, the raw earth call from within. The sound of the underground. It's like the hum. It's like Gaia's hum. The drumbeat, the earth womb is awakening. The true pulse is returning. The divine feminine emergence from below. And it's like you getting in touch with Gaia, with that beautiful frequency of the earth, is going to balance those energies back out. So the song is no accident. It's a code to show the awakening is not simply just lofty anymore. It's embodied. It's primal. It's felt through the base and the blood of the earth. And it's when it speaks to your soul, because frequency, energy, frequency and vibration, obviously music is frequency, so it speaks to us. So these elements are wearing and weaving into this existence. There's fire in the underground, water moving wrong, the static electricity at the base. It speaks of the root chakra upgrading on a massive scale, and I mean it's huge. The root chakra healing is vast, guys. It's absolutely massive. Grounding the divine masculine, bring in balance of the current overload of unprocessed feminine rising. The masculine must be present, rooted and activated without shame. And it's understanding that these energies sit together to make the perfect version of you. Okay, and the last thing, which I nearly forgot, was herbal medicine. It was like Gaia's offering to help you with this vibrational frequency. The earth is providing the cure, which is why we have to speak about the grounding. And when we ground, we just rebalance our frequency. You know, this could be literal. It means you're taking your socks and shoes off. It could be calling you to use herbs in ceremonies or something like that, but it's sort of the body will heal through the return to the roots, eating beautiful foods that are earth-based, breathing in earth energy and being the earth. So all of it together, the entire thing together, is a multidimensional soul teaching. All right, for the collective. And that's what I felt, and that's why I'm speaking. You know, the broken dreams are not losses, they're transmutations. The old masculine must ground or dissolve, and it's letting go of the old masculine energy that kept you in this fear state, the negative ego state, and that's a protective shield. I absolutely get it, but you're in a different energy now, so it's about grounding and releasing that. The divine feminine is pulsing from below, and she's calling this into balance. Unity is being restored in the black and white feather, and the real sound of the new world is the rise of your beautiful light. The world is being built from root up. We are laying new foundations for the new earth, and then we're anchoring it into this 3D existence. I'm blooming Nora. It can be a lot, but that is the message. I mean, I do love these messages. They're absolutely phenomenal, and all the synchronicities of Gaia speaking, nature speaking, allows us to move forward. We don't always need tools. Sometimes we simply need the tools of our soul and our heart, and we allow that to speak, allow that to lead, and then we get a deeper understanding. And sometimes, yes, we sit with the frequency. When we sit with the frequency, we can feel it. When we feel it, we understand it, and that is the key to our highest existence. So make sure you ground the masculine energy. Make sure you get in tune with nature. Nature is calling your soul right now, and that doesn't matter what it is. You know, as I said, socks off, feet upon the earth, hug a tree or 2 or 3, get on your paddleboard, that's what I love to do, and you know, get in the water, have a swim, see what feeds your soul. Whatever feeds your soul but is connected to nature is right for you. So that's your message, my beautiful lights, and until next time, from the angels and I, bye bye for now.